It's Thursday night, relax, get some tea. We'll share some knowledge and some theories with Sam and Finn and George, Ben and Hugo. The fun will never end. It's the K-Hole.
Well, so episode 6 of the Knowledge Hole.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, the Pentagon released some really awful footage of some supposed UFOs.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you can see now. But what I want to know is, do you think that a UFO is real? And do you think in this video, were they real?
I don't know. I think it's definitely possible, but I don't know. I just find it weird how it was accidentally released, but they still. So they said it wasn't meant to be released to the public, but they still authenticated it as real footage.
What I think happened is there was a guy, I think he went on Joe Rogan actually, and he leaked all the footage first. It's been out for a while, so months and months ago, and then that forced the government to come out and be like, okay, this is actually real stuff, but we have no clue what it is. But I don't know, it's too bad that you can't really tell what it is.
Yeah,
it could be anything.
It's cool. The pilot said basically it's just ridiculous because it doesn't conform to anything, any current modern day planes. So the movements that they do are just too sharp, and if there's a human inside, they would just die because of the G-force.
Yeah, I mean, if there were aliens, would they bother coming here? What would be the point?
Depends on.
It's different because what do they need?
Food.
Yeah, but surely they've already lived in.
Food.
I'm sure they have some pretty good food.
Nah, man.
Yeah, but if they've come up with a UFO that can go from hovering above water to 12,000 feet in 2 seconds, surely they can engineer some food for themselves.
I mean,
why? This is what I never understand with UFOs, if they're real or not. Why is it suddenly that now that we live in a society where alien movies and whatnot are around, that people start looking for UFOs and seeing UFOs almost? Do you know what I mean? Because the telescopes and stuff have been around for oinks of years.
Oinks.
And, so why did people back then never find or see UFOs, and now we live in a modern society where there's alien movies and whatnot?
Actually,
I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. I could be proved wrong, but
in the earliest UFO sighting in America was in 1639.
Ooh, this is what I mean though. But there's only.
But maybe what?
Were you there at the time?
Yeah, mate. I was with my good buddy John Winthrop.
What were you doing in 1639?
I don't know, but that's the thing. Do you think alien movies? Do you think they just got made up by some random director, or do you think he got it from?
Well, why is it when people see UFOs they're always saucer shaped?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also who came up with the idea of aliens?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Yes, you. But I don't know, because maybe it's one of those things where people, they don't think, they see objects in the sky and they assume it's an asteroid or something. But if they see a saucer-like asteroid, then they think it's a UFO.
Have you seen any UFOs?
I have not, to be fair. I don't really look for them.
I saw one last night, but I don't know if it was a UFO or just a plane.
Mate, my cat did get abducted, but it's
what?
Rising. No, I don't know. I think it's a bit far out, to be honest.
Then on the theme of UFOs, there has to be aliens, right? we can't be the only things.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I don't think UFOs are massive. I think they're all just like things of light that like trickery of camera or whatever.
Yeah.
But I definitely think there's life.
No, I disagree with that actually. I think like trickery of light and whatnot is more to do with like people trying to like prove like monsters and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also I think it can come in with like, but do you know what I'm saying?
Do you think there's life on Mars?
I think there
Yes.
was. Hugo,
Well-
what's your opinion on life on Mars?
Yeah.
Because this thing, it's interesting because someone, I can't remember where I saw it. I think I saw it on like the infographic show or something. They love that. Is Hugo to the left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just gone.
His Wi-Fi's probably cut out. Anyway, basically, so if the budget for the US military and NASA swapped, then we would have colonized the moon by now.
Well, that's what
No,
Elon
I
Musk wants to
disagree
do,
with that.
isn't it?
Yeah. Or
That's why Musk is getting involved, because he has like all this money and the US government don't want to get involved with any of it. So he's like, well, I'll do it myself.
yeah.
And do you see like the other day, like he was on the Joe Rogan podcast again.
Yeah.
And
Neighbors, baby.
he said something like he was talking about selling all of his possessions. He was like, well, I can either have loads of houses or get to Mars. And do you think that in our lifetime we'll like someone will go to Mars and we'll like actually set up living there?
Yeah.
I always think, how can you put a price on something that's never been done?
What do you mean?
How can you say that, the US government would, if they put all the money to that, like, how do you know that it's going to cost X amount of money to go colonize the moon?
Well, it's sort of an estimate. Like if it was swapped, then we would be able to send a lot more rockets to space. And,
Yeah.
like more trial and error would be possible, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Because I think the problem is NASA holds back because they can't. If they just randomly launch rockets, then they'll have no money. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
no, I get you.
But yeah, it's weird. Have you seen the movie Martian?
Like the movie
It's
Martian.
with Matt Damon. Basically, it's like this sci-fi movie in the future when they go. Yeah, he goes on a spaceship and they go to Mars and they go explore Mars. And it's going to be like a 5 or 10 year trip or something like that because it takes 5 years to get there and 5 to get back. Or something like that. I think they spend a year on Mars or something like that. I don't really know. But basically, something goes wrong and then Matt Damon gets left behind, and he manages to survive on Mars for years.
Oh yeah, no, I have seen the film.
He manages to create water through like burning the hydrogen off his fuel. And I don't know, he manages to grow on Mars, like potatoes. I don't know how realistic it is.
Yeah, but living on Mars would suck, wouldn't it? I mean, you'd have to live in like a balloon almost, or like one of those big tents. It would be awful. Like, who would want to go there?
But
it's kind of it's more the point they can do it.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of just in case global warming gets ridiculous and the whole planet.
It's not like a point like, it's not a practical thing. It's just a point that it could be done.
Yeah,
because that's what like people over at NASA like to do. Like, there's no reason to go to like the moon, but they went there just because it could be done.
Did they go there?
Oh,
because right, hear me out. Right, I personally think they went there. But having said that, if you do look at like the footage and some of the pictures, it looks so weird. And it might have been because it was so long ago, they didn't have the technology to sort of show it. But like, if you Google it now, it looks so weird and like almost staged. It's not, but you know, you can see where some people come from with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to believe it's true. I don't see how it could have been faked. Because they say like
like the computer they use then is like 1,000,000,000,000 times like less as good as your phone, right? So how like it doesn't make any sense how they could have actually got there on.
No, I think it was just a bit. I feel like I said, well, I don't understand. If they did it then, why haven't they done it now?
Well, they are doing it they're doing it this year. SpaceX are going up there. Yeah, so Elon Musk's company, they're sending them up there. They stopped doing it, I think, because it was too expensive.
Not much point, I guess.
Yeah, there's nothing really on the moon.
Yeah. Well, there's a bit of moon rock.
This is the
Yeah,
thing.
a bit of
Like,
moon rock.
went to the moon for the sake of going to the moon.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to go to the moon.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cool though. What about the dark side of the moon? Do you think there's anything there?
Probably just more moon.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I like to think there's some sort of monster there, something ridiculous.
Or just one big monster covering half the moon.
there might be a sea and stuff like that though there that we don't know about, like a frozen sea.
You know, flat earthers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Surely, the thing is, if you're sitting, I don't understand. That's the one conspiracy I don't get because, I mean, first of all, there's a bunch of them who tried experiments to prove the Earth was flat, and they proved it was round.
That thing on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's so funny.
With like the laser beam, and then they're like, well, if we put up 3 meters, if we can see it, the Earth isn't flat. And then they saw, oh God. It's just so stupid. I don't understand that at all, because you can literally, if you stand on the top of a mountain, you can see that it's curved.
Exactly. And also pictures from space. It's obvious that it's curved. Well, it's a 3D shape anyway.
Yeah, but their excuse for that is like, you know, like the cameras use like really wide. Their excuse is like they're so wide that it makes it round. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, to be fair, there are those cameras that do that.
Yeah, like GoPros, right? Like, and all of that. I don't know.
Still, it's a bit far-fetched.
A little bit.
Yeah.
They're like the leader of the Flat Earth Society, right? He built his own rocket to see for himself if the Earth was flat, but it exploded, I think, and he died. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he built his own little rocket and it just broke, and he never got to see if the Earth was round or flat for himself.
Oh, poor guy. Well,
Man.
yeah.
To be fair, I understand why people say, like, there is a reasoning behind why people say the Earth is flat. Like, have you ever seen the Earth, like, be round? Like, you personally? Because what's to say everything that says it's not round, all this, like, facts, is not just propaganda?
No, but that's just because I can't be bothered.
Well, to be fair, if you sit on a high place, you can see the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, but what's to say that's just not, like, because we're in a simulation, you know?
Oh, simulation is another big thing. I think we are.
I think we are. I don't think there's any. No, to be fair, no, I do believe in the religious side of things, though.
I think we only have religion just because we don't understand.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we have to assume there's something.
It's almost an excuse. It's like almost an excuse. Like if you don't know something, you're like, religion. Like that's what it originally was for, anyway, probably. But now it's obviously turned into something a lot bigger.
If you think about it, basically, one day you appear into a random family, and then your life goes, and then you die, and then what happens at the end? You just disappear. I mean,
too much to think about.
If you think of it scientifically, obviously an egg gets fertilized, and then that grows, and then grows and grows and grows, and then decomposes, and then gets buried, and then decomposes. But surely there's more to life than just that.
Or do you just want there to be more?
Yeah, true. That's the thing.
I think with the life after death thing, you would it's impossible to ever prove it.
Yeah.
It can never ever be proved.
Well, have you seen what the people who've died for like 2 minutes and then come back to life have said.
Yeah, but that's.
Yeah.
I think that's just like going to sleep.
Yeah, that's what these
How
think
is
is.
that any different? Because it's just your brain. Because when, to be fair, it is different. But
I read something where it's like they felt really like warm, and they like were almost like drawn to like a certain like light or something, and so it's like they were prepared to, like, they didn't feel they weren't scared or anything.
Really?
But then obviously it's almost like a coma, I guess, in the end. Like
Yeah.
you're out and then you're back without any recollection because you can't think
Yeah.
because you're dead. So like there's literally no way of knowing.
Well, I mean, a lot of people said it was just like a void.
the other thing
Yeah.
about this, which I think proves it like wrong, like how do you know they're not just saying that?
What, for publicity?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess you just got to trust them because no one's going to try and disprove them.
That's what I mean.
It's weird. I think because have you ever had like an operation where you've been knocked out?
No, I have not.
So I had it when I got my teeth done, and literally it was just like I came in and they were like, basically they said, oh well, you have basically you're just gonna feel like you go to sleep, so you go to sleep for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just there, and then I randomly woke up, and it was like nothing was different apart from, I mean, I had 4 less teeth, and then I was just crying. But yeah, and I don't know why. It was weird. It was weird, but you don't. It's not like you saw anything. It's not like I saw anything. It was just like when I go to sleep and then I wake up. I don't know. I don't know if it's different because I wasn't actually dead, but
That's the simulation thing, right? Like, you can't think about these things. Like,
it just doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
There's another level that we don't know. That's why people turn to religion, I think. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. What about the whole lizard thing?
The underground lizard men.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with this one, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought it was just some sort of psychedelic.
Yeah.
Someone on psychedelics just saw it in their trip or whatever.
Like they go under manhole covers in the street or something like that, and live in the sewers. I don't know. I haven't looked at that conspiracy, but I think we can prove that one's probably wrong by going in a sewer.
Yeah, exactly. But do you think there's greater beings living amongst us?
Amongst us?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good.
So there's the tales of Jesus, whether anyone believes that or not. I mean, I'd say I do, but it's not. Again, it could just be the Bible could just be a story, and we don't really know. But
yeah, how can you prove the Bible is real?
Huh?
No one can prove that the Bible is real.
Well, it happened so long ago. I don't know. I think it's sort of. I don't know about that, to be honest. About the Bible. I don't know. Because
I think it was the stories, right? Like it was stories, and then people, and then it was like became a teaching, and then obviously it grew and grew and grew, and then once enough people sort of believe something, you can't change their opinion, and then obviously it is what it is today.
Exactly.
No, huge thing that allow people to accept things that don't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I think if you say there's no greater beings living amongst us, then you sort of have to automatically assume that Jesus or the Messiah or whatever didn't exist.
Personally, I would like there to be.
Yeah.
But again, it's sort of that. It's like what we were just talking about. Like you can't think of it happening because you're not one, and you think the people around you aren't that. So
I don't think I would want there to be greater beings because I think it'd be too much power, and I don't think humans would know how to deal with it. Because if you think about it, if they have if they're some sort of greater being and just like Thanos, they can go like that and just kill people, then it's what are you meant to do? You're just meant to like worship them.
I mean, I guess you don't want to be killed by them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. That's a well, I guess people have already thought about that. It's the whole isn't that in like some sort of superhero movie?
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a film, like a really familiar film.
I think it's Superman.
Yeah, it might be. I guess all Marvel films really, like, they're superhuman. Spider-Man,
Yeah,
I guess, sort of.
like,
You know.
maybe that's why I think. Maybe that's why I think people like it'd be scary to have greater beings amongst us. I don't know. It's a weird one, that.
Yeah. But I guess you assume that they're just going to, like, try and hurt you.
Yeah.
Like, do something wrong, get scared of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's, like... I think it's easier to accept someone, like, above us, like, outside of the world, sort of controlling everything you do.
Yeah.
Yes. Rather than someone living amongst you.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's weird. Strange one. Well, I guess since Hugo's gone, well, he left about 50 minutes. Yeah. I don't even know. I bet his phone died or something. He's always on 1%. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll finish it there.
Wrap it up.
Sure.
Excellent.
Sounds good.